Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? It's Monday. We have just got through another week, and it's time to go again. What's going on? What's good? You know what it is. First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in with your favorite bets on the Nets as we get to talk about what happened in the world of sports over the last couple of days, because we last signed off on that Friday. It's Monday. We done have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now the weekday is back upon us. What's good, everyone? What's going on out there in the land of the great, the free, the proud? It's me, your boy Trey. And we're here. We're live. So, what's been going on for the most part? The largest and most engaging events, of course, none other than March Madness. Men's and women's. Of course, it's been a little more predictable on what has gone on the women's side. Of course, for the most part, what will be there. Although there was an upset on the weekend. Well, not necessarily the weekend. Well, yes, it was an upset on the weekend. If we run it back a little, Friday, first thing going off with the men and the women's, going over a couple of scores. First and foremost, Miami, the 9th seed Miami took on Villanova in the Greenville region. Villanova at the 4th seed, upset by Miami by the score of 70-65. The LSU Bayou Bengals faced off against University of Utah. That was a 3-2. They were able to dispatch, take care of business to the lost LSU Tigers, move it on. Now the score is 66-63. Later on that day, the 6th seed Colorado Buffaloes faced off against the number 2 Iowa Hawkeyes. If you don't know Caitlin Clark, you need to get in the game. Iowa, though, has take care of business as they get the W 87-77. Ole Miss at the 8th seed took on 5th seed to Louisville, in which Louisville was able to take care beating Ole Miss by 10 by the score of 72-62. Moving on to Saturday, the other half of the bracket, University of Tennessee at the 4th seed took on Virginia Tech, in which it wasn't enough. The scoreboard at the end of the game, the buzzer, the scoreboard read Virginia Tech 73, Tennessee 64. Third ranked Ohio State first off against the second-rated UConn Huskies. We all know the sound. When you say UConn in women's basketball, that is saying something. Evidently to Ohio State, it didn't mean a thing. Also, Ohio State gets the W, knocking off the beloved UConn, who has not missed an Elite Eight in over the last 10 years or so. Well, you can say goodbye to that record. Now Ohio State moves on by the score of 73-61. UCLA played against the highly vaulted South Carolina. South Carolina hands 49-43, sending UCLA back home where they came from. And last but not least, on Saturday, the second-rate Maryland Terrapins took on the women ladies of Fighting Irish Notre Dame, in which Notre Dame falls by the score of 76-59. And last but not least, of course, yesterday, as we get closer, a little bit closer to what the Final Four would be for the women's. Yesterday, number 9 ranked Miami took on the 3rd ranked LSU Tigers, in which the Tigers take care of business by the score of 12 points, winning, getting the dub 54 to 42. Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes took on the number 5 ranked Louisville Cardinals, in which Caitlin drops the latest since I think 1985 it was, triple-double in NCAA tournament history with a 41 point, 10 rebound, 13-6 game. Caitlin Clark, a walking bucket. She's going to be a problem. They take out Louisville by the score of 97 to 83. So, of course, continue on so we can find out who will be in the March Madness tournament, the Final Four teams in the women's bracket. Tonight, number 1 ranked South Carolina Gamecocks will be facing off against the 2nd ranked, the 2-seeded Maryland Terrapins at 6 p.m. tonight. You can catch it on ESPN. And then additionally, the Ohio State Buckeyes will face off against the number 1 seeded Virginia Tech Hokies at 8 p.m. or 2000, depending on your military minded. They will face off together. Ohio State, Virginia Tech, both looking for the opportunity to move on to the to the Final Four, in which they will be where there's already Iowa and LSU waiting to see who they'll be playing. It's coming down to the wire. LSU, Iowa, maybe South Carolina, maybe Virginia. I don't know. Does Maryland have what it takes to upset the undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks? Don't want to look too hard and then blink, and next thing you know, those number 1 seeds are gone. Speaking of being 1 seeds getting gone, if we go over to the men's bracket, just as we watch everything unfold, Friday night, 2 1 seeds were in the tournament. Came Saturday morning, it was a whole different story. As we know, Alabama, as the 1 seed, took on San Diego State as a 5th seed, in which San Diego State was able to take care of business, winning by the score of 71 to 64, knocking off Alabama as they continue to move forth into the Elite Eight to take on the winner of the 6th ranked Creighton Blue Jays and the 15th ranked Princeton Tigers. Princeton was looking to see if they can continue on with the San Diego Trek. But just like Freddy Krueger in Dreams, he demolishes as Creighton gets the win over Princeton by a score of 86 to 75, which set up the game for the opportunity for a team to move on to the Final Four tournament in Houston to punch their ticket to fly to Houston. San Diego Creighton at the in-state, a hellifying game. At the sound of the buzzer, however, San Diego State was victorious by a score of 1 point, winning 57 to 56. Moving on to play in Saturday's game versus the winner from the East bracket. When we last left, the East bracket had FAU facing off against the University of Tennessee at the 4 seed, and the 3rd seed Kansas State Wildcats to face off against the 7 seed Michigan State Spartans. The Spartans fall just a bit short by the score 93 to 98. Kansas State moves on to the Elite Eight. FAU at the 9 seed faced off against the 4 seed Tennessee, in which Tennessee couldn't hold. FAU gets the dub, winning 62 to 55, setting up their contest versus the Kansas State Wildcats, in which Kansas State falls by 3 points to FAU. The Owls go on to the Final Four tournament, punching their ticket to Houston, winning 79 to 76 in a hard-fought game in the Eastern region. Now Eastern region champions. We move over to the Western Championship, where you, of course, We last left Gonzaga and UCLA, Arkansas and UConn. Gonzaga and UCLA had a hell of a good game. UCLA ended up falling to Gonzaga by the score of 79-76. I think that was one of the better games in the tournament so far. It's not just because I'm a less West Coast person. On the opposite side of the bracket, Arkansas faced off against UConn, 4-8. 4 goes on with the dub, 88-65. Lastly, UConn pulls up against UConn and Gonzaga face off a 3-4, but you would think it was never the case. Gonzaga falls to UConn by 28 points in an Elite Eight game. Oh, the embarrassment, I'm sure. UConn goes on to win 82-54, punching their ticket to the Final Four game in Houston. And last but not least, what we would have thought would have been the vibe. I'm very sure the expectation was to get a Texas playoff, a Texas showdown in the Elite Eight game for the right to go to the Final Four tournament, in which, of course, Xavier faced off against the University of Texas. Houston faced off against the University of Miami. Only one of those two teams made it to where they were supposed to be. What's good, Eric? What's going on, bro? I'm pretty good, man. How's life treating you, bro? Glad to have you information with us this morning. Xavier falls to the University of Texas, the 2 over the 3 seed by the score of 83-71. Going forth, of course, Houston, the number 1 seed, overall seed, number 1, only 3 losses on the year in college basketball, men's college basketball. So the expectation was, they was going to take care of business. They was going to get to where they need to go and handle it. Not so fast. Houston, the number 1 seed, falls to University of Miami, the 5th seed, 75-89. Miami goes on to the Elite Eight to face off against Texas, to where they take care of Texas by the score of 88-81. A back and forth game, tussling, jostling, and they go on to which sets up Saturday's event, Final Four. San Diego, 5th seed of San Diego State Aztecs will take on the FAU Owls, and the Miami Hurricane, the U as we know them, will take on 4th-ranked UConn Huskies for the opportunity to showcase their talents on Monday, April the 3rd, in the NCAA championship. So I'm very sure, I don't know whose bracket is what. After all that, who would have thunk it? All 4 number 1 seeds gone by the time we get to the bracket. This is the first time in NCAA history to where there has not been a 3 seed, a 1 to 3 seed in the Elite Eight or the Final Four tournament. Who would thunk it? And then we have a possibility for it to go. Do we get 2 5 seeds? Do we get a 9 and a 5 seed, a 9 and a 4 seed, a 5 and a 4 seed? How's it going down? Who is y'all money on? San Diego State, FAU, Miami, UConn. In this case, I guess, is FAU still considered a Cinderella squad at a 9 seed? Maybe. Actually, I think so. That means they had to be 27-36 down as a team in the 68 man team tournament. And they took care of business. Look where they are now. Look at them now. So I would think FAU is a Cinderella. No one's seen FAU coming, obviously. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. They still have a game to play. It's going to be interesting. I look forward to it. Definitely, without a doubt. Moving on, of course, getting into NBA action. Oh, man. These damn Lakers, bro. But I'm not on that right now. Of course, there was a slate. What's good, Courtney? Who's glad? Guess what, fam? What's going on? That runs the real offense is UConn. But, I mean, UConn also has a dominant big man, too. But we don't know. You never know what we see. Never know what we see, because there was a bunch of teams that ran a real offense that got there, that was in the tournament before, just UConn, and now look where they're at now, where we have two teams that we didn't even remotely, well, I guess you could say three teams we remotely see there. And then, of course, UConn being a team that had an opportunity because actually they're a top 20 team. And look where we are now. And so it's interesting to see how that's going to end up falling off or how that's going to go. In-state is, I guess we'll find out Saturday. Um, 9 teams slated yesterday in the NBA. As we know, the NBA is coming close to their end of their season. Season ends next week. Teams fighting for position. Some teams already nice and nestled in, not going nowhere good, especially in the West. I think team 1 through 4 is locked in. But as it goes in the East, teams are still slowly but surely securing their spots. 4 teams already secure in the East with a guaranteed playoff berth. What's going on, Keith? What's going on, Kanish, ma'am? TT, what's good with you? Hope your morning is going good. Hope your weekend with as well too. Team still doing what they can. Of course, if you count them off, the Dallas Mavericks faced off against the Charlotte Hornets for the second time over the course of a week, in which it shouldn't go as planned for the Mavericks. There you go with that Grizz Nation. I'll give you that. Y'all doing your thing. Memphis representatives. And we're going to get to that in just a second. Grizz Nation. I'm not mad at you, Tops. I'll rock with you on that. The Dallas Mavericks, though. Where is Coach Cal? Dallas Mavericks. Any case, they were led by Luka Doncic, 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for Kyrie Irving, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, Tim Hardaway Jr. Maxi Kleber contributed 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 9 points from Christian Wood, 3 from Jaden Hardy, 2 from Josh Green, and lastly, another 3 from Reggie Bullock. 6 rebounds to go along with that. But it isn't enough. Not only do they sit up and lose to the Charlotte Hornets by the score of 104 to 110, the Hornets led by Gordon Hayward's 22.6 rebounds, 4 assists. PJ Washington contributed 21 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Another double-double. Mark Williams, 15.16 rebounds, 1 assist. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists from Dennis Smith. 9 points apiece from McGowens and JT Thor. Kai Jones with 2 points, 5 from James Bocott, and 6 from Theo. 6 points from 5 rebounds, 5 assists for Theo Maledon. In the winning efforts, not only does he put cases on all of them. I say Alonzo. Not only does the Mavericks lose this game, Luka Doncic is going to be out their next game as he earns his 16th technical foul on the year, making him miss his next game. So they will be without Luka yet another game as they continue to fall down 36 and 39 when they was just a top 16 in the West, currently sitting at 11 or 12. They fall 30 to 36, 39 a year. The Hornets is already out. They just at this point playing spoiler at the increase improved to 25 and 51 in a year. And yet that beat goes on. Next up, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers walking back their beloved LeBron James. So you just knew it was supposed to be a W. The Lakers did very well while James was gone, losing a couple of games, but they put up a pretty good fight while in the absence of LeBron James. Basically, LeBron James is expected to have to get surgery possibly in the offseason to repair a torn tendon in his right foot. LeBron said he went to seek a second opinion and decided with that opinion after visiting the LeBron James foot center, and he decided he's going to play. He comes back a little earlier than expected, as the expectation was LeBron James was going to come back next week to finish out the season, 3 games only. It pulled back up. A lot of going on. Patrick Beverley coming through. Patrick Beverley said he is going to be key in ensuring that the Lakers are no longer a team able to play.
Man, shout out to Patrick Beverley, man. What's going on, WGO? WGO, what's good? How y'all doing, man? Let me do this again. How did Patrick do it?
Well, why don't you stand up? Standing ovation while you at it.
I mean, that's the case. I'm gonna do Patrick. Oh, you can't see it, but he made LeBron seem like he was small.
I can't see.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll find the video. Don't worry about it. I will find the video.
The Chicago Bulls take care of business, led by Zach LaVine's 32 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 13.7 rebounds, 6 assists from Kobe White, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Patrick Beverley, DeMar DeRozan, 17.6 rebounds, 10 assists. Caruso, another Laker pull up, 7.5 rebounds, 1 assist. Nikola Jokic, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. 15 minutes played only as Vucevic got ejected with 2 quick texts and sent to the locker room. Andre Drummond in reserve, 12 points, 8 rebounds, no assists. 8 points from Aya Damansu. Patrick Williams, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. As the Bulls gets that dub for the Lakers in LeBron's return, led by LeBron James, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists from Malik Beasley, 18 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, Troy Brown Jr., 15 points for Anthony Davis, 9 rebounds and 5 assists go along with that, 13.7, 3 rebounds, 7 assists for Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 points, 4 rebounds for Jared Vanderbilt, in which it don't add up. Bulls get the dub by 10 points, setting the Lakers back yet again.
In LA, that's the
setting the Lakers back yet again. 37-38 on the year. Chicago Bulls 36-38 in their own, or correction, 38-38 in their own right. Lakers be just a game behind 500 again. You said LeBron had the nerve what?
To say somebody traveled. He had the nerve to say Zach traveled a second ago. Like, for real, LeBron. Oh, boy, what defense was they in? Prevent?
Really? That's what we do. Prevent defense in basketball. In basketball.
What defense was they in? Prevent, because that was horrible. Bro, what's wrong with the Lakers, bro? This is the team. This is your team. This is your team.
We are.
This is your team.
We are good.
Ooh, look, man. And then y'all, the bad thing is, y'all cannot, as Laker fans, Laker people, y'all cannot let this gentleman have his way, man. Y'all cannot. This dude, y'all know Patrick Beverley is a fool. He's a fool.
Sticking up.
Y'all know, he said he's stinking it up. He's stinking it up. Y'all can't let Patrick. Bro, Patrick is gonna give y'all that work. Y'all know he very boisterous. Y'all know Patrick is very boisterous. He gonna say his. Oh, here we go. Here it is. I knew I was gonna find it. I knew.
Maybe we should have chilled on LeBron coming back this week. Maybe we should just went ahead. Maybe we should just went ahead, finish off.
Here you go. Here you go. Make. Hey, little dude. Hey, little dude. He called LeBron small.
You know what?
Woo! You gotta love it.
What'll make you laugh? What'll make you laugh? Will make you cry. What'll make you laugh? Will make you cry.
Man, I'm just saying, bro.
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, Mr.
That's what they say. That's what they say. But y'all know, you know, Trey. Patrick felt some type of way when they sent him out of LA, man. You know he felt some type of way.
And I'm sure we play them again, but we got to play them again in Chicago, in the home of that Michael Jordan built.
So you feel like they gonna
pay back?
They gonna get payback.
Boom,
okay.
Doom. Doom, 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 doom.
You
Yeah,
hope
I'm
so.
ready. The big payback.
You hope so.
It's going down. And you know what? It's probably going to be because it's late in the year. So it's going to be late in the year to where there ain't really no recovery. So if Chicago hasn't solidified a spot in the playoffs or even the play-in, we're going to make sure to send them home. It's you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what's going on. But let's talk about this other team. Keys falling. The Orlando Magic had a game last night against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn, led by Mikal Bridges,
nonsense, bro.
44.6 rebounds, 1 assist. Mikal in the building. Cam Thomas, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists.
We
10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist from Kevin George.
What you not gonna do? What you not finna do is though you're not finna act like Brooklyn don't have. They've already sat down Ben Simmons. Which I don't even know why they let him stay.
He has an opinion.
He been sitting down. I don't know why. We finna sit Ben. When was he standing up? Like when did y'all have him standing? He been sitting the entire season. Like what do you have him standing for? But anywho, they talking about we finna sit Ben Simmons down.
They got to fire him down. Yeah, he has.
What?
He has back.
What has he
issues. Done? Back issues.
Ben got a whole lot of issues. Just Ben just has issues. Period.
He has back.
Plain and simple, bro. There is no other way. I have back issues, and I don't. Hey, you know what, Ben? You know what? Let me recant that because if your back issues are anything like mine was last week.
He has an impingement. With
the finger roll at the
like
rim.
That, Cole. Not like that.
He shows
Cole.
like he's about to do the dunk, and then he flips it. Whoa, nice finger roll. Let me see that one more.
Coach Cal said I made curse my
that
man.
was pretty.
I talked about Dennis Smith jumper for 3 years. He's like these 2 games in which they played against the Mavericks was very emotional for him. So, Cal, what happened, man? Y'all was that team for a second.
Man,
I don't think Kyrie is going to stay in Dallas.
Oh, in Dallas, no. They are. They went down to the 11th seed. They in the 11th seed now, right?
I think so.
Position 11. Yeah, I think I just saw it. They 11th. Trey, did I not tell you that? I said just because Kyrie go over there with Luka, it wasn't gonna be all that everybody thought it was gonna
sweet,
be. Yeah, it was not. I told you.
Lonzo said Kyrie and Kid gone.
Yeah, they 2 scores, bro. Kyrie and Kid is gone.
Leslie?
Yeah. That's just 2 scores, bro, and that doesn't do anything defensively, which is what Dallas suffers from. Defense. They don't have a defensive presence, and without a defensive presence, bro, you need that. You need that.
Yeah, I said they still make the playoffs, so it remains.
Oh, Dallas?
Yeah, he said they still make the playoffs.
No, I don't think so. How many games left? At the 11th?
About 7 or 8.
Bro, at the 11th seed, that everybody and Buddy.
Yeah, it's pretty tight and close in the West though. It was like only like 2 or 3 games, no more than 3 games.
Everybody would have to lose above them. Everybody, because the Lakers are 9th. They in the 9th spot right now, trying to get into the 8th, into the play-in. So like, come on, bro. I don't see them making it. I mean, I get it. I hear what y'all saying, but I do not see the Mavericks making it, bro. I don't. Now next season, now let's put this in perspective because this is the same thing in which happened with the match. I mean, the Heat when it was LeBron, it was Wade, it was Bosh. They didn't do nothing that first season. They didn't. They took them another season to get it together. One night could change everything. True, it could, but that means Calvin again. All them teams above them have to lose. All them teams above them have to lose. All 4 teams above them have to lose. The West.
Yeah, the West is wide open.
Is it wide open though?
Currently,
is it wide open?
So the 12th seed, the only person that's kind of like on the outside looking in is the Trailblazers, which I think they're close to be eliminated. But at the 12th seed, the Jazz are at the 12th seed, and they basically sit just 3 games from the 6th seed. They're a half game behind the Mavericks, but that's the 11th seed. but basically it's a game and a half separation from the 10th seed
And
from the not from from there's a 2-game separation from 8 to
what up,
12.
Mustang?
From 8 to 12, there's a 2-game separation. The Mavericks currently are sitting a game from behind the Thunder, the Lakers, and a game and a half behind the Pelicans, and basically a game and a half behind the 6th, 2.5 games behind the Warriors at the 6th seed. So everyone's in striking distance at this point.
But the Mavs have lost the last 4 games.
They're
7-9. They're 7-9 in the last 16 games, and they lost twice to the Hornets. Really? Come on.
And now
bro.
they have to play the next game without Luka because he got a
suspension. That part. And you think Kyrie finna? No.
And there you go. Lonzo just put it up. Indiana in the Pacers, Philly, Heat, and Hawks, and they can potentially go.
Thank you.
They can go 0-4 to 2-2 or 1-3 in that.
No, bro. No. I'm telling you, Philly's the only slim chance to win. I just don't see them making it in, bro. I don't. They got to win pretty much all 7 of these games, and everybody else got to lose. These 7 games that Trey just talked about, they pretty much got to win all. They got to win out. They can't. And like he said, Luka out for the next one, so that's probably a guaranteed loss. Because they play. Who they play next? They got today they can play Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, they got the Pacers, and then tomorrow.
Well, they could win. That Kyrie. They could probably win with Kyrie and Christian Wood if Hardy show up.
They off on Tuesday. Then they got the 76ers on Wednesdays. Thursday ain't nobody. Well, there ain't but 2 games on Thursday. And then they got no. Oh, they off for 2 days? Friday? They don't play Friday? Oh no, they don't play Friday either. Don't look like. Nope, they don't play on Friday. So they play again on Saturday. They got the Heat on Saturday. And then they got the Hawks on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. After that they got 3 games that next week.
Yeah, and then they got the
final week of the season. So it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be, but they still got to win out regardless.
Yeah,
they pretty much got to win out, bro.
So when you look at it across the board, because some of them are playing it well. What's unfortunate in their what's unfortunate in their situation for the Mavericks is the next 4 games don't have anything to gain for them if they do win, except for that half a game. So basically, they have an opportunity to win 2 to get pick up 2 games on anyone that they're chasing. They don't have a whole game because they don't play anyone in the West. All those games are in the East. So that's going to be a detriment, but those still count for something. So they're going to have to make sure they get those dubs. If not, then they're going to get a 0 by the next to their name as out. And I can't remember who said it. It's like, go ahead and start itineraries. Go ahead and start to pull those itineraries and pull up a Gaku, not one game out of the play-in. Yeah. 5 and 10 seeds are all playing playoff teams as well. True that, and that's the difference. Like in the West, it's really a battle because they here go Anthony with the tomfoolery early in the morning.
Trey, how it feels getting LeBron back and still
he could have stayed gone. You know what? I didn't check the credibility of this of the message, but the conversation I seen where someone was like where it was said that the expectation is that LeBron wants to be traded.
Oh my God! What team is this? Team 64? Golly, this dude. Sit your behind down some damn word. God, I want to be traded. I don't like it here. I want to be traded. Send me somewhere else. Golly, who you want to go play with now? KD over in Phoenix? He want to go to Phoenix now. I bet. He want to go out west now.
He wants to go to Brooklyn.
No, he don't want to go to no damn.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how credible it was.
You slick with that one. Pat said the Lakers' offense is better without him.
I mean, you would think when you think about it, what happened last night? Like, and they were
called that man small.
What's so interesting is they had a balanced attack last night. You had like 6 or 7 players in double figures, but yet you still lose.
But didn't him and Davis only average end up with 31 points between the two of them? with him having 19.
Yeah, 19, and Davis
LeBron
had
having
13 or
19.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't win with that.
Well,
Those
yeah,
aren't
but I'm
winning
saying,
numbers, bro.
well, you got to look at what has been going on. They was playing pretty
That part,
good without
Leslie.
him.
That part, Leslie. That part right there. But no,
He probably will. He only got 1 or 2 years left on his
no.
contract.
He's trying to wait for his son. Don't play. You know exactly what he's doing, Trey. You know he's already said it. We all know why LeBron is still playing.
2 years. 2 years. That's
He's
all
waiting on his son.
He's
That's
waiting
the
till
only-
next year.
He's trying to be that dude.
He
to
play
set
as a
the-
Laker next year, and then his son to come in. His son to come in the year after that, and he'll go wherever his son is at.
Damn, that's all he took in the whole game. He only took 8 shots.
Yeah, but he had 13
Bro,
points, I think.
Bro, but that's 2
That's
points.
That's
2 points a
sufficient.
quarter. That's not 8 shots.
I'm
2
saying
points,
if
that's
he had 13 points out of taking those 8 shots, that's sufficient.
Did he play? How many minutes? Hold on, bro. How many, bro? You know I'm finna give him the business. How many minutes did he play? Hold on. Because, bro,
Exactly. That's the point, Coach Cal.
no,
Exactly
you
what
won't,
happened.
Trey. Because if it was no. What?
They-
Bron made AR-15 host.
He made because Austin Reeves was burning him. Austin Reeves has been balling since LeBron's been gone, and LeBron comes back. And yesterday we was talking about chemistry. We was talking to the NMBT, the people from the military basketball community. That chemistry, and that's what happened. He came in, and Austin Reeves had to take a back seat. He scored 13 points last night. Oh, Anthony Davis had 15 points. So if
Trey. Anthony Davis had 36 minutes, Trey.
36 minutes.
Trey, he had 36 minutes. He had the second most minutes. He had the second most minutes to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves had 37.
So ask me this, Bishop.
That's 2 shots per quarter.
Let me ask me this, Bishop. Answer this for me.
Mm-hmm.
I understand 36 minutes.
36.
He took 8 shots.
2 shots per quarter.
He had 15 points.
Okay.
If he took all 2-point field goal shots, that means he only missed 1 shot.
Okay.
He only missed a shot, so would you rather an efficient scorer or a volume shooter?
What I would
in 36
rather,
minutes.
To answer your question, for 36 minutes, what I would rather, being that LeBron has come back on the floor, I need you to take command of the floor. I need you to not lighten up the load, even though LeBron is back, lighten up the load for him, and I need you to be an assassin. That's what I need from you. When you're on the floor now, LeBron is back, because now, even though LeBron is back, he's still going to draw attention. So while he's drawing attention, it's time now for you to step up and be that quiet assassin and drop 20 to 30 something points with 36 minutes in the game, bro. Not no 15 points and 8. You shot 2 times in each quarter, basically. 2 times. As a center at 6'10", 6'11", whatever it is, and you shot 2 times each quarter. How many rebounds? You had 9 boards. 9 boards. You didn't even have 10 boards. You had 9 boards. And you shot 2 times each quarter.
So being that, so I think what happened is they probably delegated to LeBron, and LeBron wasn't have, like you said, I agree. You had some other people, like Russell didn't play last night. He said AD's like 7 foot. Russell didn't play last night.
He probably is 7 foot. I don't know.
Russell didn't play last night, so I think they basically, LeBron was back. They wanted to get him in the thing. It was I wish they wouldn't have lost the game. I didn't like to see that Austin Reeves. That Austin Reeves in 37 minutes, he dropped 13. He was balling when LeBron was gone. They was like clicking.
So you feel like Austin Reeves was doing better with LeBron on the bench?
Yeah, basically. Austin Reeves was going in. The dude was dropping 20 points.
But then Trey, I mean, come on, man. You got Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley had 27. He 27 minutes and he had 18 points. Troy Brown had 32 minutes. He had 18 points. Come on, man. Dennis Schroeder had 34 minutes. He had 17 points. Come on, bro. I need AD to do better, bro. AD got to do better. When hands down, he got to do better, bro.
He was proficient. He was efficient.
He was acting
efficient.
real Ben Simmons-ish.
He was efficient.
Simmons-ish.
He was efficient. That's
Hand the ball to AR,
you
bro.
you got himself and take good with the bad. He was efficient.
Turn the team over to him. To who? Turn the team over to who? Austin Reeves? AR-15?
No,
Is
you're
what
not
you
about to do
saying?
that. That's not going to happen.
Thank you, Anthony. That's my thing. LeBron comes back. It's time now for you to step up, bro. It's time now for you to step up. Especially when y'all trying to make the play-in. Y'all trying to get into the
play-in. We trying to get into the play to solidify the playoff. We're in the play-in currently.
At 9? I thought it was the top 8.
Top 9. Yeah, but we have to get into the play-in because they take the top 10 teams, 9 versus
okay, yeah,
7 versus 8, 9 versus 10. And right now the Lakers are a 9 versus 10. So if they was to come in, they'd play the Oklahoma. If the playoffs was to start today, if the play-in started today, the Lakers would be playing against Oklahoma City for the opportunity to play for the 8th spot.
Right. I don't know.
And that's so true, Coach Cal. When Russ comes back, then that's going to thin it out even more for Austin Reeves. So it's like he's definitely probably going to go somewhere else where he can get more burn, or he can be more a part of a team. In which it's like I said, the Lakers build great, get teams. The lack of development sometimes, but Austin Reeves has kind of clicked in the right moments. Last year when he came in, he held the team down last year, and he's there this year, and he's probably going to be gone come next year.
That part.
Brown and Beasley have 13, 14 shots. It's crazy when you look at the superstar AD only having 8 shots.
When you need to win that part, Alonzo.
Spots. Look at it's probably spots. It came in spots. I mean, we can talk about it.
Either way it go, it's 2 shots
spots
per quarter, Trey. When you break it down, it's 2 shots. You took 2 shots in what is it? 15-minute quarters?
12-minute quarters.
15 minutes. Ain't it 15-minute quarters?
12 minute.
Why are you deferring to this old man fresh out foot repair from the LeBron of feet?
It's and that's what I think. That's what I think happened. They was deferring to him. I think that's definitely what happened because Austin Reeves.
Yes,
balling.
Yes.
Anthony Davis was balling. Malik Beasley was balling. LeBron comes back, and obviously they deferred to him.
Man.
And that's basically what's going on, Anthony. He's gonna get paid somewhere next year.
I mean,
they're gonna let another one go.
Yeah, they should. 1 through 6, 7 through. Yeah, that's what Trey was just saying.
7 through 10 and playing. So yeah, it's going on. Of course, like I said, a couple of other games last night. The Wizards and the Raptors. The Raptors get the dub, 114-104. The Cavaliers clinched their playoff spot with a 108 win over the Houston Rockets. So they're locked in currently as the 4th seed in the East. The Spurs were knocked off 42-point drubbing by the Boston Celtics, in which a game to where my man's of them, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen, come home, man. Come on.
Oh, here he go with this.
Come on home, bro. Pull up. Purple and gold. Purple and gold wants you, Jaylen.
Who said that? Who said purple and gold wants you? Who said that?
I say that.
Is that you saying that? Ooh.
Laker Nation says that.
Jaylen, Laker Nation. Jaylen, that's what you doing?
Yes.
With the mask, Jaylen? That's how you feel with the mask, Jaylen?
Mask up, Jaylen Brown.
Mask off. Mask off.
Jaylen Brown.
What?
Thank you, Coach Cal. Coach Cal put it on. That's like what I'm trying to say. He picked his spots, and he has to get fed. If he's getting fed, they're probably not giving it to him in the right positions. That's just what it is. He can't control his shots. That's the difference. But Jaylen is a guard. He can control his shots, though. Jaylen, pull up, man. Let's go.
Jaylen don't want to come to the Lakers, man. He don't want to do that.
Everyone wants to come to the Lakers. I don't care.
No, everybody don't, because everybody. Kyrie didn't want to come.
No, Kyrie didn't get to come because
he didn't want to come.
Y'all owner did that. Didn't allow him to come. He would have came to the Lakers.
He didn't want to come no way.
Your owner didn't allow for it. It's a difference.
He didn't want it. He didn't want it no way.
If LeBron was there, Kawhi would be a Laker.
Oh
Anyway, as we talked about
Yeah,
briefly
thank you.
for a second,
Thank you.
the
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets
Why are we
lose
going
to
back to this?
the
No,
Orlando Magic
no. This dude,
119 to
this
106.
dude is so petty. He's so petty. Why are we going back to that? You already talked about that game. We done been there.
I get a chance to finish.
That dude petty, man. That dude is petty.
The Memphis
Oh.
Grizzlies is always still clicking in the West. Grizzlies get the dub 123 to 119.
Who the Grizzly beat?
They beat the Hawks. Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, that's right. That was a good one. That was a good game though. That game went down. Yeah, that was a good game. That was actually a good game for a minute. I was actually watching that game. That's right. That was actually a good game at first.
Do you think Memphis has the chances here?
I want to say they do. Yeah, I want to say they do, man. I really, really do. It's going to depend on this gentleman right here, man.
Another Masters mask.
Mask off.
Black mask.
Mask off. I'm just saying. I think it's going to depend on this dude right here, bro. He's going to be a deciding factor on whether or not they make it and how far they can go. But I mean, when it's all said and done, I feel like they have the potential to do it. I feel like they have the talent to do it. They just gotta put everything together and make it happen. And if they can do that, man, I think they can get where they need to get to, in my opinion. Do you not think they can make it?
No, they're going. So they're going to. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs, but I don't know.
Oh yeah,
how far that goes after that. Would be they might be able to shock what they need to for the most part, pull a shock. But I think when you look at it, Golden State's still around. As long as Golden State's playing at home, they're hard to beat. Everyone gtes 4 chances minimum to play one another. And and it has to be one of those things where they're able to knock off in those 4 games. And when they might catch a buzzsaw somewhere in there. You get Minnesota is starting to click. They got Cat back. They got Gobert. They got Anthony. They got Mike Conley. So they're not those slouch right now. Denver, although they seem to teeter here and there, currently they're number 1 in the West. And you don't know what Denver you won't catch on certain days. So I don't know. I wouldn't just give it to them. Why are you wearing a mask? Where was the mask at when he was at the club?
Stop it, Anthony. Stop it, bro. Man, he probably had it. They was he probably I don't know. They got a nice squad, bro, and we've seen what they're capable.
I don't think they built to go in for
they're
not. I don't think their squad is built for that. Yeah, here games, saying different played against different people here and there down the stretch, but when it comes to playoff is basically one team at a time, and I don't know they built to take on a team. As a matter of fact, we'll get to that in a second. Let me finish these last 2 games right quick. The OKC Thunder gets the W, knocking off the Trailblazers by a score of 118 to 112. And last but not least, the Timberwolves get the dub with a late comeback, coming back from 13 points to knock off the Golden State Warriors in their home by a score of 99 to 96. The Cat is back, and he is
Big Cat
causing problems where he's been the 3-pointer to go up, and then the other night, a couple of nights ago, his first game back, he hit the final free throws to get the dub. Right now, so in the West right now, if today was the start of the play-in, signaling the start of the playoffs, the Los Angeles Lakers will be playing against the 9th seeded Lakers will be playing against the 10th seeded Oklahoma City Thunder for the right to play against the winner, the loser of the 7 and 8 game, which would be the Minnesota Timberwolves and New Orleans Pelicans for the 7th and 8th. Of course, the winner of the 7 and 8 game moves on and becomes the team to play against the 2nd seed. In this case, the 2nd seed is the Memphis Grizzlies. So at this point, we was just talking about that, Bishop. If it will either be the Minnesota Timberwolves or the New Orleans Pelicans. Do you think in a 7-game series the Memphis Grizzlies could handle the Timberwolves or the Pelicans? No Zion in New Orleans, but
New Orleans. But
Yeah,
they still got McCullough.
yeah. They got McCullum, they got Ingram, they got Herb Johnson.
They can probably take care of. I think they can probably take care of New Orleans.
Yeah, but I think they'll struggle with Minnesota.
Yeah, they probably will struggle. It will go definitely. It will definitely go all 7 games against Minnesota.
You think so? I think Minnesota will take care of them in 6.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think Minnesota will probably take care of them in 6. But it might go 7. Man, maybe they sit up and finish them off because they definitely.
So you mean so you giving it? So you only giving Memphis 2 games in? Yeah, who got home court advantage?
Memphis.
Memphis. That's what I thought. So you only giving Memphis 2 games in, and that's 2 games at home. You saying so all they would have to do is steal 1 game on the road.
Yeah. So I don't know, but in the case that would be the case. On the opposite side of the spectrum, the ninth, of course we know the AFC will be facing off against Denver, which would in this case would even be New Orleans, Oklahoma, or the Lakers, in which I don't think any of them. You would think the Lakers would have the best chance at beating the number 1 seed Denver, but maybe not. At the 3 and the 6 seed currently, the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors, and then at the 4 and 5 seed, which will play each other, would be the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers. Currently without Paul George, but they still have Russell Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard that would be playing. On the East Coast, of course, in the Eastern Conference, the 9 and 10 seed, the Chicago Bulls and the Toronto Raptors will play each other for the ability to play the loser of the 7-8 game, which would be the Miami Heat or the Atlanta Hawks. The winner of the Atlanta Hawks Miami Heat game would go on to play the currently second seeded Boston Celtics in the 7-game series. The 3 and 6 currently barely holding on, the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers, where Brooklyn might end up being in that play-in if they continue to go the way they're going. 4 and 5, the Knicks and the Cavaliers, and lastly, the 1 seed, the Milwaukee Bucks, who would end up getting either Chicago, Toronto, Atlanta, or Miami. You know what, Bishop? I'm proud of the Nets. 6 seed currently holding on to the 6 seed.
That's right. When y'all, that's the thing with nobodies.
Nah, no, y'all got bodies. Don't get it twisted.
No, we don't have. We don't have no.
Act like you don't have what?
Dinwiddie,
and Beasley. Yeah, he just dropped 44 last night. I took
against who?
My ass would play. Who y'all played against last night? They all lost, but
we lost. But he dropped 40, so it don't matter. We don't have nothing. That's just like LeBron.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
That's just like LeBron. That's just like LeBron getting the most points and all of that, but lost the game. Who cares? He lost the game still, and that's why they in the predicament.
I agree with you that right there, Anthony. They have players. They just don't have. They don't
that
have.
Part.
They have starters.
I agree.
They don't have an all-star. But
we don't have that part, and that's detrimental. Who?
So you say what you're saying here, let me make sure I hear you right. You're saying that you need an all-star to be a playoff team?
Yeah. Name a team that doesn't. Name a team that's made it to the play. Name a team that has made it to the playoffs and didn't have an all-star player. And I'll wait.
I would say well, currently the Nets is that team.
We're not talking about the Nets because right now we're comparing them to someone else outside of the Nets. Who?
So the only one close to that, in my opinion, would be Utah. But technically, they had an all-star in Lauri Markkanen. But outside of that, there's the teams. The majority of the teams in the top 16 teams, they all had an all-star.
Exactly.
Let me see. The Bucks had an all-star. The Celtics had an all-star. 76ers had an all-star. The Cavaliers
all-stars. Don't say all-star. All-stars. They got all-stars.
All-star. The Nets did not have an all-star. Technically, they did. They had KD. Well, they had Kyrie at the time too. KD and Kyrie. Miami Heat.
All-stars.
They did not have an all-star this year.
What?
They had all-stars on their team. They had prior all-stars on their team, but they didn't have an all-star this year. No one from the Miami Heat made the all-star game this year. The Hawks, no all-star.
We ain't talking about if they made the All-Star. They have
Okay.
All-Stars though.
They have
Yeah.
also, they have all-stars. The
Yeah.
Raptors, Pascal Siakam is about as close as they get. But I mean, he's
Okay.
made an all-star game, but they don't have any like Toronto. Bulls have. And then when you go to the West, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Suns, the Clippers, the Warriors, Timberwolves, Pelicans, Lakers, Thunder.
Come
And
on,
then
bro. And the Thunder, I want Thunder
Shai
got
Gilgeous-Alexander.
You saying, yeah. Come on, bro.
Mavericks. Utah's about as close as it comes.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
but for the most part, every
Come on, bro.
team has a player. Like every team has a player.
Facts.
That
I'm not
we
saying
can
they
sit up
don't,
and
but
say,
like
yo,
Anthony said it best. They don't have any stars. They have people. They don't have all stars. They have starters and people who can play the game real well, but they don't have a person who's just like, oh man, they finna take it over the top. They took a trip back to the future. My Mavs will play LA in the 10 versus 9 game and eliminate them. Then we'll beat Denver and Joker will ask for a trade. What the Calvin? What is you smoking? You done came up with all type of scenarios.
the Kings have stars. Don't get it twisted. They got Domantas Sabonis and they got De'Aaron Fox. They got stars. Like every team has a star when we look at it. Every team has a star. Someone we can look at it and be like, okay, that's the player.
Nuh-uh.
That means somebody must have found somebody to
Ooh, I'm gonna be listening. Go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry, my
yeah.
bad. I just
you get what
LaDonna put up there, but go ahead.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Every team, in my opinion, has a star, has somebody that saying is the person. The only team that, in my opinion,
it's the NBA.
Is San Antonio. San Antonio is lacking in stars
because they're a young team. They're a lot like
OKC. Keldon Johnson and SoCon get it in, but
right.
It's a little bit different. But everybody has someone to be like, yo, this is a person this person can go, or this person can go get it for them. Yeah. But so that there's no team that's devoid of that. But of course, like Bishop said, when I say star, it's some teams that have. He's going to San Francisco.
Now you know good and damn well that is not about to happen, bro. It's question. It's a question mark. It says Lamar Jackson requesting a trade. It's question mark. So I'll listen to it and see what they're saying. But go ahead. But everybody, like you say, everybody has. So everybody has stars. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't have all stars. Put it like that. When it's all said and done, yes, everybody has star players. It's the NBA. It's a professional basketball league. Breaking news, NFL. He requested. I got it. But yeah, everybody has stars, but no, not everyone have all stars. And there's a difference. Just like when we just talked about last night. For those that missed it, y'all may want to go back and tune in to the to what our show yesterday. We did have a show yesterday, which we had a great deal of people came on and checked out the show in regards to military basketball. And it all depends on who you. Excuse me. It's on the individual on whether or not people consider a certain person an all-star or just a star. So just like Mr. Richardson said, the director of the NBT, what is it, NMBT? He said last night, that the coaches is going to pick the all-stars for that game that's about to come up here in San Antonio at the end of next month. So be sure to tune into that show that we had yesterday on First Formation, man. It was a great show. We had a lot of coaches on here talking about the NBT in regards to the tournament, the huge tournament that's about to take place. Something similar to March Madness in a way. Later to my fans, I want to first thank you all for all the love and support and constantly showing towards me. All of you are amazing, and I appreciate you all so much. I want you all to know not to believe everything you read about me. In regards to my future plans, on March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, for which the Ravens have not been interested in meeting my value. And any and everyone that has met me or around me know I love this game of football, and my dream is to help a team win the Super Bowl. You are all great, but I had to make a business decision that was best for my family. And I, no matter how far I go or where my career takes me, I'll continue to be close to my fans of Baltimore, Flock Nation, and the entire state of Maryland. You'll see me again. That was Lamar Jackson's tweet about the trade.
I wonder who it is because what we know is
that's big.
because what we know is he was franchise.
He's due to
tag.
set. But he
So
was due also to set the market. Because everybody's kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with Lamar. It's like in regards to like Jalen Hurts. Who else? Who else is up? Is it Jalen?
Hurts. What's his name? Burrow, and I forget who else.
Is it oh boy, and golly, well, I'm having a brain fart right now. Dang, March the 2nd. That's the first I heard of that. That was 25 days ago. Ain't nobody said nothing about that.
So it's really a mood point, but what's going on is that means somebody we know that he's franchise tag. So in the franchise tag,
he got franchise tagged after that though, right? After March 2nd.
It was before that, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the beginning of the season, at the beginning of the free agency,
right.
Yeah, he got franchise tag, and then with the franchise tag, they have to give up. Someone has to, like Anthony Price is saying right there, someone has to give up if he finds a person that is willing to trade for him, he has to give up. They have to even meet that. They have an opportunity to match it. If they don't match it, then they have to give up 2 first-round draft picks for him in order to get him. So last week, what happened is they basically talked about how I guess it was somebody, I can't remember the guy's name currently, but Lamar, they said there was someone who seemed to be speaking on Lamar's behalf, but Lamar, the person who they're speaking isn't a certified agent, so teams can't speak to him. The only person they can speak to is Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson is his own agent.
He don't have an actual.
He's not certified either, but he is speaking for himself.
He has to speak for his own. Yeah.
So that is the only person, his business partner. Okay, LaDonnell Brooks. So that's who. So supposedly, I guess the NFL had to come back and remind the teams that the only person they can speak to is Lamar. That's it. The other person, his business partner, is
Alicia.
Good morning, Alicia. How you doing? The other person is Ken Price. There he is, Ken Price. So Ken Price isn't a certified agent, so they shouldn't be having any conversation with him. They should only be speaking to Lamar Jackson. So I wonder who it is or what it is. You know what I'm saying? I would like it to be San Francisco. I'm not gonna lie.
But not gonna be San Francisco. Why would it be San Francisco, Trey?
Why can't it be San Francisco, bro?
Why would it? You just said you are already harped on the money that y'all spent on that darn quarterback out of South Dakota State. Y'all got him. Stick with him. Hold on to him. This is your king. This is your king.
The job of the GM is to make his team better.
This is your king.
The job of the GM is to make the team better.
No, stop it.
So what you're telling me is, let me think about.
Mm-hmm.
If you had Gardner Minshew, and Gardner Minshew took y'all to where y'all got last year as a backup, you're telling me if Lamar Jackson is available,
and we still got Jalen Hurts?
Disregard. That's why I didn't finish.
I was about to say,
yeah. Well, if you didn't have Jalen Hurts,
well, yeah. If I didn't have Jalen Hurts, of course.
If you didn't have Jalen Hurts, exactly. But
that's not your case. Y'all just
picked
up another
case,
huh?
We only picked up Sam Darnold. That's a backup. Sam Darnold's not going to be the starter. He's going to be the backup.
So if he's going to be the backup, why do y'all need Lamar to take over if y'all already got? Yeah.
Why are you not? And think about it, Lamar.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
No, we did not. No, I wanted Justin Fields. Honestly, I wanted Justin Fields.
Now he want to give him away for Lamar.
What's wrong with that?
Anthony, thank you. This dude here, man. Why you were so high on Trey that now all of a sudden now Lamar is available now?
Because Lamar wasn't available.
But when I said, so why didn't y'all keep Jimmy then? Just keep Jimmy. What's the point?
It was too much love lost for Jimmy. Jimmy wanted to go.
God,
you gotta think. Let's keep it real. Let's keep 100. Jimmy Garoppolo was not supposed to even be there to be
This
to
year,
play.
this season,
Yeah,
right?
Jimmy Garoppolo was that's not Jimmy
He asked for a
Garoppolo
trade last year.
wasn't
Right.
his name wasn't my man's quarterback. He wasn't Shanahan's quarterback. So Shanahan wanted to get rid of him to order to put in his quarterback. No different than no different than Harbaugh. How Alex
It
Smith
doesn't.
wasn't his quarterback. He wanted
But
Colin Kaepernick because that's who he brought in. He was ready for him to play. So that's basically what happened. He put him in, and Trey Lance came in. But now, when you look at it as a GM, I understand what you like. We got the quarterback you wanted, and he's been here for 2 years. He didn't start last year. Jimmy Garoppolo started and took us to an NFC Championship game. Come back the next year, he starts. He gets injured. Brock Purdy pulls up. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo continues to play. We signed him to a deal, which had to be because Jimmy was smart. Jimmy waited to the end of the season. He waited late to do his surgery, which forced them to keep him in that forced them where they couldn't trade him. So they ended up keeping him. They came to a deal. They kept him. It was good. He had an opportunity to take us to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship yet again. He gets injured. Brock Purdy pulls up. Now Brock Purdy got eyebrows raising, and but he goes out in the NFC Championship game.
By who? By who? He goes out how? When? Against who?
The team that they played against.
Don't worry, I'll tell you who it is, the Philadelphia Eagles. But anywho, this is the thing. Lamar Jackson doesn't fit y'all scheme, man.
Yes, he does.
No, he does not.
They can fit the people around him.
No. Y'all got CMC. That does not fit. Them two in the backfield is not a good tandem.
Why not? When
Lamar
Jackson won the MVP, who was his what won him the MVP? He had a running game. He didn't
have a CMC back there behind him like that. He didn't.
He didn't have a CMC. He had what's his name from who's in New Orleans? Well, he's not anywhere right now, but he played with New Orleans, him and Kamara. He's on the tip of my tongue. He was an Alabama running back.
You talking about Mark Ingram. Thank you.
Mark Ingram.
But Mark Ingram is damn sure not a CMC.
No, he's not. But at the time in which he played, when Lamar got this MVP 4 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago. So 3 or 4 years ago, Mark Ingram was a problem, and he
wasn't still a CMC though.
Exactly. So just imagine having a CMC.
No.
A Devo, Brandon Ayuk.
No.
A Curry, a George Kittle. That is.
I see Lamar Jackson going somewhere like
those are nightmares.
Now, right now, this with this bit of news, this is crucial. Now, Lamar could
go to Carolina. Go to Carolina.
He could. He could actually go to the Jets now because he could go to the Jets now because things have not been solidified with Aaron. He could go to the Jets. That's major. That would be major if he goes to the Jets. He could go to the Jets. He could go to Carolina. He could go to Washington, which I damn sure don't want that to happen. He could go to Washington. He could go to Tampa Bay. Because I know they got Baker, but Tampa Bay. I could see him going to Tampa. I could see him headed to Tampa too. He could go to Tampa Bay because Baker's already been a backup before, so I could see him headed out to Tampa. Atlanta. He go to Atlanta. This changes up a whole lot. Him requesting the trade. This changes up a whole lot of dynamics out there. Interesting. Wow. Who's willing to give up the number one pick?
San Francisco.
Who's got no, y'all don't even have no picks. Y'all don't have nothing to go on, bro. Y'all don't even have no picks. Like, what is y'all giving up for Lamar? Nobody's finna deal Lamar with y'all. Y'all ain't got no picks.
Future number one picks.
Nobody wants 2029 picks for Lamar Jackson. How we just found out? I know, that's what I said, Anthony. That's the same thing I asked Trey too. I said, he requested this trade back in 25 days ago. And we just now hearing about it 25 days ago. 25 days? Bro,
Nah,
I
he's
ain't
probably
make no
not going
sense.
nowhere. They try to build a team around him. They picked up Aguilar, so they're trying to get receivers and
Nelson?
stuff. Yeah, they
We
picked
had
up Nelson
Nelson, bro.
Aguilar.
He picked up. We had Nelson. He ain't. Who picked him up? The Baltimore?
Yeah, Baltimore picked him up.
Lamar ain't happy about that. He is not happy about that. If he requested a trade back on the second, bro, that dude is not happy about nothing like that, bro.
Well, Nelson just got picked up last week.
I feel you, but I'm just saying, Nelson. I think he on his third or fourth team now.
He played in Philly, New England, now Baltimore, and where else?
No, he was somewhere else.
Too.
He went somewhere. Wasn't he in Oakland? I mean, not Oakland. Well,
he was in Oakland.
He was in Oakland before he went to
LA. I mean, he was a Raider.
Raider, he was a Raider. Yeah, he was out there too. Yeah. So yeah, man, ain't nobody worried about Nelson.
Sure they are.
No, Lamar. I would love to hear. I can't wait to hear what everybody's thinking.
That's what it is. That's what the problem is. They're saying that Trey really Nelson. Yes,
that's what I said, Ed. That's what I said too. Nelson Aguilar, bro. Really.
So the situation is basically saying that Lamar is saying he requested a trade. So back
he
then,
did.
that's what's coming.
Back
that's what he's talking about. He requested a trade, not that. So that's what the situation is he requested a trade, and it's like no one knows.
Right. Like how does the biggest talk was Lamar Jackson, and how we just now finding out he requested a trade.
So that's what it's saying. Yeah, that's what the problem is. That's what the situation is.
Like we found this out
he's
now.
He's pointing out that he requested a trade,
but nobody said nothing.
Mm-mm.
But that's probably because he doesn't have an actual agent. That's probably
true that. Yeah,
he has a business partner. He doesn't have an agent, so that's probably why we didn't know, and it wasn't put out to where we could could find out. I guess when it actually took place. Who's the best rap? What, bro? I mean, I'm looking forward to it though. Whoever it is, I'm definitely
They tell you who it is.
They saying who? They saying this is what fans are saying, looking like right now once they found out about Lamar's trade. He requested a trade. What? Oh, they say, well, that's how fans looking right now, bro.
So speaking of trading in a bit, Sean Payton has let it be known that he is not trading his wide receivers, that being Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton. They're not going anywhere. Sean
Payton would be crazy to let Jerry Jeudy or any of them go.
He does have a pretty good wide receiver room.
The core, why would you? Especially when you just coming in as
young,
your first year.
Young,
but your first year coaching. This squad.
So as a coach coming in, new coach, you're looking at your team, knowing your quarterback. If you don't, do you make your quarterback? I mean, you as an incoming coach, Bishop, if you have the power to say you do not want this quarterback.
These are the four I was talking about. Trey, I'm sorry, real quick.
These
are the four I was talking about in regards to what everybody's waiting on Lamar. These are the four.
Oh, okay. I figured that what's his name?
These are the four. Yeah, these are the four. Tua, like you said,
Tua already. He's not going to reset the market. I don't think.
Well, not necessarily set the market, but I'm saying they're waiting to find out because once Lamar gets paid, these four.
If he sets the market, then that pushes that makes their money go up.
Yeah,
but I know. So it's definitely not going to do that for Tua because Tua's just the Miami just picked up his 5th-year option, so he's still going to get paid. Just a 5th year as on his rookie contract.
Right.
The expectation is that they're going to probably extend him sometime next year. But Burrow, Hurts, and Herbert. Oh yes,
that's what I was talking about. Herbert.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Herbert. That's what I was talking about.
They're going to reset the market. After Lamar, they're going to probably reset it after Lamar. So
facts,
without a doubt. If Lamar even resets it, he might not reset it because you got to think there now. You think so?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think he can.
If he gets traded, he has to. I don't see a way of not being able to, bro. How do you if he's requesting a trade and the market is where it is right now, how would he not he almost has to. Now will he be the highest paid?
Yeah, currently the highest paid is Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers, right?
But it's going to be hard. Like so the highest paid is 50 million. So average right now in that is like 40. It's like 47, 48.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He is not.
All of them are. It depends.
Bill Belichick is not finished become Lamar.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But all of them are going to continue to reset the market. Who's going to have the opportunity to reset the most is going to be who gets paid last. In which they're probably going to wait for one another to be like, hey, you know, this is what we're going to do.
That's why I said they're waiting. That's why they're waiting to see what Lamar get, because once Lamar sets in and says what he's willing to take for his services, everybody else is going to be like, okay.
But for him to get out, he has to. It's not what he has to negotiate it, and it's what the team what he's going to was willing to pay, and then for him to come back, and then for him to come back to Baltimore and be like, hey, this is what they're willing to pay, and Baltimore to say we will pay that, and then go put your gear on, right. Or for Baltimore to be like, oh no, we're not gonna pay that, to see where the team give up that type of money. And at this point, it's looking dismal for Lamar. Do you think no one wants him, or you think teams are waiting just to see what Baltimore is going to do, or what do you think it is?
Yeah, no, I think I definitely think there's teams out there that want Lamar. I do. I don't know how. I just don't know how many, but I do feel like there are teams. I just named about 3 right off the top of my head. 3 to 4.
I gave you another one.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I know about 3 to 4 that really probably could use him. Really use him. But I do feel like yes, they're definitely waiting to see in which what Lamar does and what he can expect to get. And if they can get that, I'm not used to us not being Super Bowl. Well, get used to it, because y'all reign is over. Once Tom Brady left, y'all reign has ended. But yeah, I think everybody's just waiting. I think everybody's just waiting to see. And then Lamar, I'm sure is trying to find somewhere as well. Y'all got to keep in mind, Lamar didn't have no weapons last year outside of Mark Andrews.
That's what I think. Nelson Aguilar is going to be. If he comes back to Baltimore, I think Nelson Aguilar will be a nice addition for him. At some point, they get Bateman back.
Why is you so hard on? He came out. He
did, but that's not why. I knew
it. That's right. I knew it. I was like, he is real high on Nelson Aguilar.
That's not why. But I'm just saying.
That is exactly why. Hold on, Nelson Aguilar.
I think Nelson Aguilar is better than some of the receivers he's had of late. That's why I'm saying that.
Oh, you said some of the receivers. He's not even better than Mark Andrews, though, bro. Nelson Aguilar is not better than Mark.
He is.
No, he is not.
You know what?
No, he is not, bro. No, he is not. No, he is not. No, Nelson drops too many balls, bro. He drops too many balls. He does. He drops too many balls, bro. And I don't think that's Lamar needs a sure hand receiver. He needs a sure hand receiver that he can throw the ball to and have no doubt that it's going to be a caught ball. He needs that. And I think that's going to be a deciding factor on where Lamar goes. I really believe that he's looking at, being that he's requesting this trade, he's looking at all options. He's not only looking at money, but he's also looking at an opportunity to even make it past the first round of the playoffs. Because that's his Achilles heel. He can't get past the first round.
Yeah, so he's basically saying that he requested, like you said, on the second, he requested a trade. The team showed no interest. He said because the team showed no interest. No, Anthony Hollywood is not better than Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
No, he isn't. Not even close to it. In which 5 days later, the team put the franchise tag on, a non-exclusive franchise tag on him. So it seems like it's chess going on. Yeah, he requested a trade. And if you want to trade, you go find the trade. Find a team that's willing to trade to first round.
But this is the thing, though, right? But this is the thing, right? He's saying the team is not meeting his value. So what makes you think they would go back? He would go back to the ratings if they're not meeting his value. They're not valuing who he is as a player.
Contracts. He's going to even play on this. He's going to play on the tag, or he's not going to play on the tag. And he can sit out. I guess he could attempt to sit out and wait till after the but he's currently on the tag. He's still in the contract. He's franchise tag. So he can continue to make buku amounts of money under franchise tags, because if they franchise tag him again next year, then the price goes up. And if he goes up, if he gets franchise tag a third year, it goes up even more. And then if he can't franchise tag him after that, so he can get paid, but it's a matter of saying how much he's going to play. So, but at this point, they put the non-exclusive, because with the non-exclusive, then they have first right to not to sit up and to match the offer of what any team is going to pay for him. But of course, it's a high stake because they need to pay. They have to pay a good amount. They have to pay 2 first-round draft picks to get him. So it's like, is he that talent?
2 picks?
I think he's not. Obviously, he's not. Or it could be people want to.
Do you think he's worth 2 first-round picks? You're San Francisco. You're San Francisco.
Yeah. It's San Francisco.
No, because y'all don't even have first-round picks, so don't even matter. Go back to the original. Y'all don't even have first-round picks.
In San Francisco, he's worth 2 first-round picks.
But y'all don't have first-round picks, so let's go back to the original. We do have
first-round picks. We just don't have current first-round picks. He's worth 2 first-round picks in San Francisco.
Not 27, not 2057. We talking about 20.
He's worth first round picks in San Fran. Now I don't know other places. I don't think he's worth a first round pick in who's someone else that might.
I just said the Jets, Carolina.
No, Carolina maybe. Well, no, they wouldn't do that because they. Nah,
why wouldn't they? Why not?
I guess it would depend on who would be there, because if they were able to get someone like a Lamar Jackson, even though I don't think it's going to happen, but if they was able to get like a Lamar Jar, no. Because the only thing that they got weapons, but they don't have weapons in Carolina. Like they got Adam Thielen and they got DJ
That's
Sharp.
Huge. He's definitely better than a Nelson, and definitely better than a Nelson Aguilar. Adam Thielen is not better than Nelson Aguilar, bro. What, bro? Stop it. It's not just 2 first-round picks; it's the $200 million or more that goes with it.
That part, that's what I was about to say.
We don't know that number though, CC.
Well, that's what you're saying. That's what the expectation is. But then it comes down to what. So this is what I look at it, right? And that's a key point, Cornelius. So, but what it also comes down to is, will a team or will Lamar take a discount in order to get out of Baltimore and then run it back later on? Like, will he sit up and take a discount to where he's not getting $200 million, but he might get $150 million, 3 years, 4 years, $150 million? Because at this point, I think he wants out of Baltimore. Supposedly it was reported that he passed up a 3-year, $133 million contract. That is, that's a lot of money. But supposedly he passed up that contract. I think he just wants out of Baltimore at this point. And it's not anything in which Baltimore can do. He wants out of Baltimore. Obviously, he wants out of Baltimore if he requested a trade back before they started the free agency. So he wants out of Baltimore. It doesn't make a difference. But maybe if, like we was just talking about, Carolina, if Carolina was to offer him $133 million for 3 years, he might take that to get into Carolina, to play there for 3 years, with the option of, if he does well there, they're going to basically run it back. They're going to give him an extension, probably pay him what he would initially was looking for, and go from there. So I don't know if that's what someone he would be willing to do, to take to give a discount to get out of Baltimore with the option to at some point get his money later on down the line. And I just don't. That's what we don't know, if he would be willing to do that. But if he wants out of Baltimore bad enough, he's willing, because it's going to cripple Baltimore to lose those first 2. You lose Lamar Jackson, you lose 2 first-round draft picks later on, and now you have to scramble to find. The market has already been, like, all the quarterbacks is almost gone from the market, and that's what's going on. So I think that really makes a tremendous. So although, yes, he wants that 200 plus, but he might not take it all initially in order to get out of Baltimore. Which, if that's the case, you look at what's the best, like, okay, but his type of play is a little bit different. So it's not like he's a Tom Brady drop back passer. Lamar is a mobile quarterback. And so, of course, him coming around corners and taking hits becomes wears on the body, and that might make a difference as well. So, I mean, it remains to be seen. But I honestly don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to either have to sit out or play on, or might sign a franchise tag to build his stock or do like a Jimmy Garoppolo thing where he plays on the franchise tag, but he's basically lets it be known he doesn't want to be there next year. So even one, Baltimore can look to trade him and get some value for him going out the door, or two, they let him play on the franchise tag and they set their sights on what they're going to do the following year. Or they run it back as a business. They run the franchise back, a second non-exclusive franchise tag to force a team to trade for him in that sense. So any of that can potentially go on. Other talks, of course, we already know the the Baltimore correction, the Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys. We know earlier released Zeke, in which currently Zeke can say he has been in conversations and speaking and talking to probably signing with one of three teams, in which he's looking at those one of three teams being the Philadelphia Eagles, the Cincinnati Bengals, or the New York Jets, all looking at a possibility of signing Ezekiel Elliott, which is interesting, of course, if that was to happen, to go over to across his old division rival, in which that would probably be the biggest thing, the biggest flex to go over there, because we all know Miles Sanders is no longer an Eagle. He has moved on. He's currently in Carolina. They brought back Boston, in which that's not really saying anything. Maybe they look at they brought in Rashard Penny. So they have Boston Scott and Rashard Penny, in which they both brought in. Is that saying much for Philadelphia? I don't think so. So maybe they do get Zeke, but Zeke is not a Miles Sanders, honestly. Of course, like we said, Zeke could potentially go to Cincinnati, in which Cincinnati currently isn't completely locked in. They don't know yet what they're doing with Mixon. I forgot who else they brought in, but Dallas also did bring in, if I'm correct, Dallas brought in Ronald Jones. All right, a backup. Another Bishop was on right now. He'd say something about Ronald Jones being a former USC running back, but they did get Ronald Jones, bring him into the fold to continue to help out in Dallas now that that he has moved on. Who else did they bring in? What other running backs did they bring in Dallas to replace? They already have Pollard. The expectation is Pollard is going to probably be the bell running back for the organization. Ronald Jones, of course, 1-year deal. They Tony Pollard signed to a franchise tag, so he's due to make $10 million. Dallas Cowboys bring in Brian Cooks in a trade. They brought in the edge rusher Dante Fowler, re-signed Leighton Vander Esch to a deal, brought in Stephon Gilmore, and of course, re-signed Donovan Wilson. So it looked like the Cowboys, again, is all on paper. Look like the Cowboys are making some moves, try to do something. Of course, Philadelphia brought in Marcus Mariota, a 1-year deal to replace Minshew as the backup for Jalen Hurts. Boston Scott re-signed on a $2 million deal. Darius Slay comes back. Greedy Williams is brings into the fold. James Bradbury, so they replaced CJ Gardner with Greedy Williams in the slot, possibly. Either Greedy, CJ was a safety, but they bring in Greedy. He can play the slot. James Bradbury and Slay both signed 3-year deals, $82 million total, just amongst them two players. 33 years, $82 million alone for Bradbury and Slay. Obviously, they're putting a huge emphasis on defense. Terrell Evans, Justin Evans as well, two safeties. Nicholas Morrow, Fletcher Cox re-signed, Jason Kelsey. So it's Philadelphia maybe be retooling just a tad bit. Who else we got out there? The Las Vegas Raiders have been on one, making a large amount of moves. As we all know, Jimmy Garoppolo was signed $72 million for 3 years, just a little under $25 million a year. They re-signed Amir Abdullah. They franchise tag Josh Jacobs. Brung in a fullback, so we know what type of system they may be going to. They sent the beloved Gregory Waller, sent him on to New York to replace him with OJ Howard, Austin, as well as Austin Hooper. So a 2 tight end system. Brung in Kellen Cole as well as Philip Dorsett and Jacoby Myers. So getting Jimmy Garoppolo some receivers to get the ball to for the most part. Devontae Adams already in the fold, as well as it's another wide receiver there. He slips my mind at this time. Cam Sims comes in as well. They start to build a little on the defensive side, but I think more so they made the money on the offensive side of the ball to where they look to get more weapons for Jimmy Garoppolo to work with. So we're going to see how that turns out in Las Vegas. Warriors, I know it's a couple of other teams that are huge. The Houston Texans looking to restamp their brand in the AFC East, AFC South. Case Keenum comes back, $6 million, but I know he's not expected to be the starter, especially when you have the quarterbacks from last year's. He's not expected to be the starter. They do bring in Devin Singletary to pair up with Pierce, so I think that's going to be a problem. They bring in some serviceable wide receivers, I think. Noah Brown from Dallas, as well as Robert Woods from Tennessee, to possibly give them some passing options. We know they traded away Brandon Cooks. Dalton Schultz moves across the state from Dallas down to Houston. So now he can possibly be a problem. They signed Larry Tunsil as well, offensive line, as Sacramento. So it's Houston might be able to pinch a person or two this coming off season. Jimmy Ward comes in at the safety, leaving San Francisco to go with his defensive coordinator, now head coach of the Houston Texans, Corey Littlejohn at linebacker. So it's not too bad. Not too bad in my opinion. The Houston Texans might get a little more money for games this year. To go check them out to see what that life be like, what their Texan life be like. Who are some key? Jets. As we know, the Jets continue to try to make moves as they hope to get their hands on their catch, being Aaron Rodgers, already bringing Ty Johnson to resign him as a running back, bringing wide receivers McCole Hardman as well as Alan Lazard, Greg Zuerlein as a kicker. Does this setup, in which obviously for what Aaron Rodgers says, it's not his problem. He's not holding up the move for the Jets. It's basically more so the Packers holding up because they're trying to get top dollar or top billing, top trade, top assets for Aaron Rodgers before making the trade. So we don't know how that's going to go. What we do know is most likely that the Jets can't sit too long, or they're basically going to have to make a decision to where they're going to probably look at picking up someone in the draft, possibly to be White. I mean, not White. White has moved on. They're hurting right now, honestly. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't come to New York to the Jets, it's going to probably be a failed situation. I wonder what do they have up their sleeve if their backup plan is to chase, let's say, Lamar Jackson, or what exactly is going on, because at this point they're only left with the starting quarterback from last year. Mike White has already moved on. I think he's in Miami at this point. It could be a whole failed experiment in reference to try to get their hands on Aaron Rodgers. Additionally, the New England Patriots, Juju Smith-Schuster leaves the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs to go and take his hand at taking New England to a Super Bowl. They are joined by Mike Gesicki, leaving Miami. Not bad. He's not a bad tight end in my opinion. Jabril Peppers resigns with New England, keeping some continuity to the defense. James Robinson leaves New York and takes up a position with the New England Patriots, so they might not be bad. Maybe they might be able to make a little noise. James, Demondre Moore, Demondre and James, Juju, Mike Gesicki. It might work out. Let me see. So it's been a couple of moves made here and there. But of course, the biggest moves that need to be laid, we still talk about what's going on in New York with the Jets. We're still talking about what's going on in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. I know Bishop would disagree. I think there's still some issues and problems as far as it turns out with San Francisco, of course, because yes, we got Sam Darnold. I would think that was a good pickup, but what is it going to be like at the starting quarterback position? We have Trey Lance still recovering from his broken ankle. We have Brock Purdy recovering from his elbow injury. We don't know what any one of those are going to look like come next season. So ideally, of course, it makes sense if there's something out there that makes sense to make your team better to go after it. I know I've joked around plenty of times about saying how we're not going to do things because we gave up too much for Lance. But again, I do think that they're going to make a move if need be when it comes down to it. If there's some value that they're willing to go after, then I think they're going after that value without a doubt. What else? Who else we got here? Minshew, he's currently in the Colts. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Mike Tomlin has said he's currently sporting his 15 consecutive seasons as a winning coach, never having a losing season. He gets an opportunity to run that back this year, in which he is expected to have his quarterback from last year, first year quarterback, now the second year quarterback, in Kenny Pickett as his at the helm of that. So Kenny Pickett, of course, we're going to be looking to get his second season as a quarterback. He's currently on the same thing that Mike Tomlin is on. Like, I haven't lost a while since I've been a pro. Mike Tomlin hasn't lost since he's been a head coach. Let's see if they can continue with it. They made a couple of moves in the offseason. Still, I think the offseason it doesn't complete because we know the draft is coming up. We're getting closer and closer to the April timeframe to where that is definitely going to make a difference. So it remains to be seen. But I don't know. Can Kenny Pickett and Mike Tomlin make it number 16? Do we see a situation where he gets to the playoffs? Oh yeah, definitely. It's unfortunate. See, that's what goes key, and that's just like what we're talking about with Mike Tomlin. And they're saying these teams, no cap room, basically have to stick with what they got. In some cases, I think it's a situation to where it's not even necessarily sticking what you got. You don't have what you need. It's just a simple fact that you have to, and you kind of have to work into the parameters of your team. So it basically is getting the best of what the best is. In the case of the Colts, we really didn't hear too much of reference to them. Just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, they made a couple of moves. They brought in, let's be honest, was Patrick Peterson the best spot to get for a corner? I don't think so, but he probably was the best for the system that they're able to afford that was willing to come to Pittsburgh. So it becomes the stuff like that. But definitely the Colts is struggling. They're definitely looking at It's basically be a situation to where I'm very sure you could have had a couple of better things out there. So it remains to be seen. But the Colts still have an opportunity. Maybe they pull a rabbit out the hat. Maybe they get some serviceable players. Sometimes it may not be the top player, but there are definitely some movements to be made. Um, so it remains to be seen. Uh, who else we got there? We talked about Peyton and making him coming over. It looks like he's putting a stamp on him being the head coach and asserting himself, making sure that he's not losing his weapons in that. So I don't know. Very interesting, which we be seeing. So we're gonna get ready to get up out here. But before I get up out here, right, I wanted to point out something, right? If you all were tapped in yesterday, we had talked about the military basketball. Oh, I stand corrected. Major League Baseball is getting ready to start. So I know all y'all hardball fans out there is ready for the season kick back off. The Houston Astros, I'm very sure they're ready for the season kick back off. They have an opportunity to defend yet another title. So you're ready for it. Spring ball is about to be over. The regular season about to kick off. Come in a matter of days. I'm here for it. You already know I'm Big Blue Wrecking Crew, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's go. USFL about to kick off in a couple of days, towards the middle of April, as the XFL is currently in their sixth or eighth, I think their eighth week, in which they're getting ready to get ready to have their championship and crown a champion for this year and continue on to it. USFL picks up where that lets off, and then after that, basically the spring training for football comes in. College football, pro football is lining up nice, in my opinion. But what I want to talk about real quick is that you have a couple of things getting ready to go on. You have last night, as we know, the National Military Basketball Tournament Committee, a couple of guys from the committee, and some of the coaches in the upcoming for the upcoming tournament was announced last night. As you got, it had a little conversation. 2 hours and 30 minutes game, a burger and a beer. It's over. So we was able to talk to them and see what the expectancy level was at going forth, in which they were, as you scroll and see the last night's pools that were broke out in the East. Of course, you had the JBLE Raptors, Fort Bend and Yellow Jackets at the 3 seeded Hawaii Elite team, and the number 4 seeded Camp Pendleton team. In which, interesting enough, I'm very sure this is going to be the interesting bracket when I look at it, right? Because what we had last week is the Camp Pendleton Marines traveled to Hawaii and played in a tournament in which they played against the Hawaii Elite squad. That Hawaii Elite squad missing a couple of players, but honestly, but that's just a part of military basketball or anything for that fact of the matter when it comes to armed forces and the sports, because you have mission first, always mission first. So you may have it to where team gets an opportunity to play all their players, due to, especially if they have something huge going on. But of course, the Marine team from Camp Pendleton wanted to point out again that the Marine team from Camp Pendleton went with 6 players, and they were able to take care of business. So now coming back, the expectation is that those 6 players, as well as a couple of other players, will be in the building, and will be probably more of a complete team. So now, when you look at it, if that team was able to handle business as 6 players alone, maybe they are going to be able to dispatch a whole different time of atmosphere in that. So I'm there to see that with the East, a top team with the Raptors. So I think the East, as now that I look at it, having a couple of hours to marinate on it, that might be going down in the East. That might be the where all the action is. Of course, like I said, next up, the Midwest Support Hood Fountain Warriors who held the number one spot the whole year, in which was unprecedented. As I talked to Mike Richardson yesterday, the director of the tournament, who said there's been opportune situations where a team has held it from a certain point till the end of the year, but never has there been a team that has held down that distinction the whole year, in which the Fort Hood Fountain Warriors did. Of course, you got Fort Carson Mountaineers that's going to be in the building. East North Carolina military basketball squad, Marines pulling up and to play. And lastly, the Fort Gordon Eagles, who, of course, I watched over the course of the beginning of the season, a couple tournaments. They came in, kicked in the door, waving that Fort Gordon flag, and parlayed it into a fourth seed in this tournament. Next up, the 14 Fort Bragg, number 2 overall. Correction, number 3 overall. Fort Bragg, Herbert Field Commandos, Colorado Military Basketball, and Cannon Air Force Base, tapping in the Southeast, getting an opportunity to show what it is that got them in. So we got to take into consideration there's over 70 teams across the board when it comes to military basketball. And of these 70 teams, only 16 teams can be chosen for this tournament, built upon a plethora of things. Of course, you have the at-large bids that goes automatically to the winner of the Joe Hall Classic, which is another tournament that is huge. And then, of course, you have the winners of the 5 conferences, 3 of those conferences being in the Military Basketball Association, and then the other 2 being the WAMAC and the CMAC out on the opposite side of the country. So those 5 conference champions, regular conference champions, and regular from the regular season, they get automatic bids. So that counts up the 6 of 10, and then the rest of the other 10 are just at large. So if you don't get in one way, you got the option to get in through the back door. So that makes a huge difference, and which, of course, puts us in the position of where we are currently. And then lastly, in the West, you have the Luke Air Force Base, JBSA, Lackland Warhawks, Elgin Air Force Base Eagles, and last, the Fort Worth JRB Aviators. Woo! It's going to be a sight to see from while here. So, of course, I hope to see that. But I got my eye on this conference because Hawaii Elite has a chance to avenge what happened in their tournament with Camp Pendleton, even with Coach Anderson, him having to suit up and strap him up again to give some type of reprieve to his team, in which they was that grit, that grind, that of a Marine showed up, and they were able to walk away with the championship that weekend. Of course, other things, when you talk about military basketball, it's coming close to the end of the season, as the Military Basketball Association, the NBA, will be having their tournament and championships at the end of May, around the Memorial Day weekend. So, of course, a huge side, the NBA, how they do it. So, of course, be sure to tune in about a reference to more about that, where we can let it be known where you'll be able to see those games or how you're going to see it. But, of course, before that, there's action going on because they have to get to that point to where the conferences start to have their championships. So we have an opportunity, a lot of basketball to be played. You already see Luke is playing here. They're going to also have to continue to play to win the Pac West for in the NBA. So plenty of basketball being played. That same thing for Camp Pendleton, Miramar, like it's going down. A lot of basketball. And of course, I guess, I don't know, is the culminating, do we say culminating July the 7th through the 10th? I believe it is. We already know the AAU men's and women's battle of the Shields, as we know it. That tournament in which players have been asking, I just want to play. If I want to link up with my mans and them on the opposite side. Yesterday we heard conversation where it said it was the Avengers team that kind of like changed the outlook of what the National Military Basketball Tournament was. So now, if you were an Avenger, y'all can link up in Orlando for the Battle of the Shields to see what it's all about. If we was to sit up and send it back to that time frame, that team now can face off against plenty of other teams that would be looking to say that, you know what, I think we can beat them. Let's hook up. Let's get together. That's what this is about, men's and women. So it's going down in Orlando. Battle of the Shields. It's going to be a wild summer. You know what? Back in the day when I played Jadakiss, and then used to be like, it's going to be a hot summer. This is going to be a hot summer in military basketball. So y'all be sure to check out any and all those. Of course, if y'all need a connection or you want to get involved in some way, form, or fashion, hit me up. I see who I can get y'all in contact with to see what y'all can do or how it goes down. But of course, that's my time for today. Y'all be sure to be easy. It's a Monday. It's getting closer and closer. I know Texas just had their spring break. Louisiana's getting ready to go on their spring break. Make sure y'all go out and do something, enjoy life, but don't enjoy too much. We want to make sure y'all back here to tap in with us to fall in. For now, it's your boy Trey. I'm out of here. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Y'all know where to find us every Monday through Friday, 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. Never know what we're going to talk about, but we try to make sure we can talk about it. I'm out of here. Got to get to the job that pays me, but I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow morning. Y'all enjoy y'all's day. Peace.